Good afternoon. We're here at Green Card Guys TV, and we're talking about today's topic is when is the best time to apply for immigration status? Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice law, immigration law in all 50 states of America and across the world, helping you solve your immigration problem. Now, here's the deal, folks. The very first reason why you should apply for immigration status is because you deserve it. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but look, what I'm trying to say is that if you're eligible for immigration status, why are you waiting? Okay. And that really comes to processing times. The processing times are taking freaking forever, especially when you are abroad. If you're outside the United States, these cases are taking forever. Now, of course, if it's lately, the past 3 months at least, if you are applying for adjustment of status and you're here in the United States and this is based on a marriage to a U.S. citizen, these cases are much faster. If you receive one of my emails, I believe last week we had at least one case. Well, we had several that were interview waived, but we had at least one case that was new. It recently filed, and that was, I think, December. Yeah, that's right. It was December, late December, that is, and it just got approved last week. Okay, so that was about 3 months, a little over 3 months, but that was freaking quick. So you want to really think about that. Okay, but that's really the exception. These interview waivers are not going to last forever, which goes to my second reason on why you should apply. When is the best time? That right now is the best time to apply for immigration status. Okay. And that is because President Biden is not going to be in office forever. I know it might break your heart, but Biden's not going to be in office forever. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, or you're liberal or conservative, or you're concerned about his health, just in general. I mean, do I think President Biden is, even if you think about policy wise, do I think he's the best with immigration? History will judge him later about that. I don't think any president, red or blue, is the best with immigration. President Obama tried to do some things. He helped create the new waiver process, 601A, where you could stay in America if you're already here, or DACA, for example. But President Biden has done other things. Okay, aside from the new asylum policy that he's trying to implement. Okay, aside from that, because not any president is going to be perfect for every or ideal for every single immigration policy. That's just not how it works. Okay, unfortunately. So, in one of them that I thought he did a great job, several things, but one of them is the ability to get your case dismissed from court. He opened that up more. Prosecutorial discretion has always existed, but he made it like added more scenarios, okay, where it could reopen that case and get it dismissed, okay, or even if your case is not, if it's currently active anyway. Do they need to do better? Absolutely, they need to do better. Okay, folks. By the way, if you're just joining for the first time, welcome to the show. You're welcome to drop a question in the comment section wherever you're watching us, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. The other thing you need to know is that we do offer free 15 minutes. It's not for everyone, okay? It's not for everyone. Our team, when you call in or you message us, our team will try their best to ask you some questions to verify if we can help you or not. We just don't want to waste your time, ultimately, because I know everyone's looking for immigration status. You may be here in the U.S., you might be stuck with your case, which if your case is stuck, you already know this by now. Give us a call about filing a lawsuit. Okay, it's called mandamus lawsuit. We've been getting a lot of calls from people, especially from China, nationals of China, nationals of Russia, and unfortunately, because of course, the war that Russia has invoked on Ukraine, there are a lot of Russian nationals that are just across the world. Okay, I just spoke to one this morning. And I just feel bad for anyone having to leave their country. And so anyways, if you are in a situation where you have a question, and you might think, well, why I don't want to pay a consultation fee for this kind of question. We get it. This is one of the reasons why we offer free 15 minutes. Again, it's not for everyone. We don't automatically give it to you because sometimes we're able to answer your question. Our intake team is able, our care team is able to answer it, hopefully on the spot. They're not lawyers, so they can't answer for everyone. But there's some things like, how do I check USCIS case status? We do have a YouTube video on that. But if you can't find it, our cares team will be able to help you. Okay. If they're not, I'll find out, right? Because that means I need to train them better. But keep that in mind. Okay. Some people I talk to lawyers all the time. Some people are hesitant to give the free 15 minutes because they just need more time to train their team. And I get it. But yeah, we're not hesitant on that. All right. We're confident in our team's ability. We're confident with all team members across the board to help you. And the other thing is sometimes we're helping you by telling you that we can't actually help you legally. Okay. And ultimately how we're helping is we're saving you thousands of dollars. We don't want to have you waste your time, essentially. And we feel bad if you have to pay a consultation fee. Now, look, we do offer a paid consultation. I think it's $199 if you want to speak with me directly for 30 minutes. If it's someone, one of my other attorneys, is $149 if you need 30 minutes. We do offer more time, but you have to pay for it. But 15 minutes, we're usually able to get in and out to share what you need to know to get your case moving forward. Okay. Hey, Rich, thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Thanks for thanks for trusting us. Rich is I guess by now, former client. We just completed his case, mandamus case, and he was waiting on, I'm not going to go into specifics, but he was waiting on an interview. Okay. So he hired us to file a mandamus lawsuit. And after we filed the lawsuit, okay, folks, it took about roughly 2 months, if I can recall correctly, 2 months after we filed a lawsuit to get the interview date. Now, some of y'all might think, well, will that happen in my case? I would love to say yes, but I can't. I cannot promise results for every single person without knowing about your case. And even if I knew the details about your case, lawyers in general cannot guarantee outcomes. Okay. If they do, that's actually probably not the lawyer for you. And I know it's strange to say that. Let's see. So keep dropping the questions in the comment section. And by the way, if you know anyone that needs to talk to a lawyer or just learn more information, you're welcome to share our videos with them. Please don't hesitate, because there's a lot of people that we end up having to be their second or fifth lawyer, and those previous folks just messed it up. Okay, so that's why we call ourselves the immigration problem solvers, to get you the status that you deserve. Let's see here. Question on Instagram. Christian Candia, you asked, along with the 40 credits for Social Security that you've been working, do we need W-2 also? Now, so I would say no, because some people are independent contractors and are independent contractors, so you wouldn't get a W-2, but you get something called 1099. We actually just had a client who we had a client meeting, and this is usually not covered in consultation, but we had a client meeting after they signed up. And one of the first things we try our best to do and cover is about this financial thing. Okay. Financial documents. And she had a type of job that's typically independent contractor, but we asked about the 1099 and she actually had it. She provided to us, but there's some people that don't have a 1099 or W-2. And yes, that is a problem. So before we file the case or respond to RFE, request for evidence, we suggest you talk to your employer, whether you're employee, W-2, or independent contractor, and ask them to provide you pay stubs, okay? Because you need to document your income, and you want to show that that money is coming from that company. Now, let's say they're resistant, let me take a step back. The W-2 or 1099 will come at the beginning of the following year, right? So for the people that are about to file now, you're not going to be able to get that now. Okay, the deadline to get the 1099 on the employer side to submit it, I think it was like the end of January or something like that. So it's obviously too late. But in the meantime, moving forward, if you're the sponsor, Christian, for example, you need to ask your employer to basically document their process better. To pay, let's say they're rightfully paying you the correct amount. That's a whole other issue. But that they need to get a payroll system, Square, Gusto. There's so many things, or have their accountant handle it for them. Number one, you need pay stubs. Okay. Number two, if they're resistant to provide you a pay stub, then at the very minimum, have them write a letter to verify your employment and to verify how much you earn per hour or per year. Now, if they don't mention per year like a estimated annual salary, that would make more sense if you don't, if you get paid per hour. But then you want to write your own letter to USCIS so you can help them estimate it for them. You don't want a USCIS officer doing the math for you, okay, on the income exceeding the poverty guidelines, okay? Which, by the way, if you're trying to figure out the chart for the minimum poverty guidelines based on your household size, Google search or Bing search 864p, and it'll go should be straight to that chart. Okay, so hopefully that saves you some time. You asked, are appeals for FOIA accurate and don't need to be appealed? Well, if you're saying appeal a FOIA, then that means that the FOIA, typically you appeal a FOIA if I think I understand your question correctly, Christian, is that you appeal a FOIA when, for example, information on there is redacted and whatever the government redacted, like blocked out, and that's the information you need, then that's when typically you would appeal it. Now, if it's inaccurate, then you can try. We actually have not had to do that, fortunately. But if it's redacted, that's the number one reason you need to appeal, okay? Because you need to get that information. It doesn't mean the government doesn't have it. It's just hidden for some reason. So, and they give you like a page after the fact to say, oh, it's redacted for this code or something, whatever. It's just a bunch of BS. The only one, even if I could give them some credit, fine, it's national security, but I mean that's just a cop-out reason, okay, to make it easier for them. Let's see here. So going back to the topic of the day, by the way, I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, Rich, thank you so much for trusting our team to assist you with your mandamus case. I really appreciate that. And thank you for your review. And hope to find out positive news about your case. So we help a lot of people for these mandamus cases when there's what we call unreasonable delay. I put a quotation because it's not a black and white thing in the law. What is unreasonable for each case type? It's just we have a chart based on our experience, and we speak with other lawyers as well about this. But we have a lot of clients that also, like I mentioned earlier, from Russia. And, I think a lot of people know from Russia that, even though we don't handle asylum, is that not everyone qualifies for asylum from Russia. Because if you learn from other asylum lawyers, just because your country is doing something you don't agree with doesn't necessarily mean that you can apply for asylum. Look, if you have any fear of your country or nationality, you should definitely apply for asylum, regardless of what I think or any lawyer thinks. So anyway, what I've noticed is that people who have some kind of business background or other background and are eligible for employment-based cases, that's one pathway. Okay, and hopefully you've been able to leave Russia if you need to and stake out in another country with legal status over there in the meantime. But yeah, one other way is through something called EB-1, extraordinary ability, where that basically the timing on that is less timing than other employment-based green card cases. So you might want to consider that. Okay, you can call our law firm about EB-1 as well. So of course you don't have to be from Russia to do EB-1, but that's what I was thinking in case you are from Russia. But in general, if you have extensive background in a certain field doesn't necessarily mean you have to have created a business where you lived before. But if you have some kind of extensive background, we'll take a look. Like, look, if you just started in your field, let's say engineering, like 6 months ago, you're most likely not going to qualify for EB1 unless you got some kind of patent or something you're going to make available to those in the United States. So, but we can talk about that more in detail in a separate video. And also you can call us to set up a consultation on that. So let's see here. We're running at 21 minutes or so. I know I joined a little bit later, but again, if you are joining new live and you're new to the channel today, welcome. Please subscribe down below. If you enjoy content from here, please smash the hearts on Instagram and the likes on YouTube and Facebook. That helps us just a tad more for the algorithm. Hey, did any of y'all catch any clips from the TikTok CEO hearing? Which, by the way, we do have a TikTok, what do you call a TikTok thing, account profile. So if you happen to be on TikTok, not saying that you have to join it, okay? But if you're already on there, go ahead and give me a follow if you don't mind, at greencardguys_John. Okay, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know anything about the algorithm, so if you look at it, I actually only have like, I think 850-ish followers there. So I need to get to 1,000 to go live on TikTok. So but let me know in the comments what you think about the TikTok CEO hearing from last week. I think it was on Thursday. At least a general sentiment that I've heard is that people love receiving this kind of like free value, this information. I would like to think invaluable, but anyway, this value from all these different channels. Some people, I've seen even people who are, disabled, and because they get a lot of views or followers, and they're actually like sharing motivational tips themselves. And of course, getting income from it. These influencers, they become an influencer. So for people who otherwise would not have had income in the old way of traditional way of having to go in office, right? Obviously a lot harder for people who are disabled. I mean, so I think it's just amazing what TikTok has done for people positively. Of course, but I think for any social media platform, there are always some negatives, and the platform should do much better to protect people, especially teenagers who are getting a lot of challenges to do XYZ, unfortunately, and just learning, you learn good things. There's platforms that you learn bad things also. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I think it would just be bad precedent. I talk about immigration law, but I think it'd just be bad precedent if the U.S. Congress or United States government shuts down one app in the name of protecting democracy, but at the same time, eroding it at the same time, which is kind of strange, right? Protection of the First Amendment rights. Okay, so freedom of expression. So anyways, kind of interesting. But yeah, anyways, I share tips on there as well that I don't always share on any of these other platforms. So back to the topic, if you're just joining live just now, when is the best time to apply for immigration? Assuming you're eligible for legal status or a pathway, it would be now. And I know it's strange I even have to mention this because we've noticed that people call in and they've been eligible, and after we send some emails to share success stories, and I get it, it's always beneficial to learn of other people that have received status successfully. Then they call back, and then they're thinking, okay, time to authorize Ting Law Group to help me. But ultimately, I hope you can gain value from all these videos that you see stored from the past and how we share free information to make sure that you make the right decision. Okay, we're happy to help you from start to finish, or even if we need to take over a case because someone else screwed it up. Hope that doesn't happen to you, but we get a lot of calls about it. So anyways, let's see. I got one more comment. Then I have to go to another meeting. But Uma, Brasilia, North America, or NA America, I think you asked this last week and you said you were going to give us a call. So I'm going to call you out a bit. But no, we don't, in the sense that if you already have the 204C, which for those who don't know, this is about marriage fraud finding. So because you know about 204C, it sounds like you probably have been already, USCIS already determined that for you. And if that's the case, it's probably too late. Okay. But if you have an RFE or notice of intent to deny, then you might have a chance. Okay. But you need to respond back to it. Okay. If you get some kind of potentially marriage fraud finding, you need a lawyer to help you. And lawyers will typically lawyers will only help you with the situation if they believe that you're in a legit marriage. Okay. At least our law firm, because I hate to, if we think it's fake, then we're not going to, we feel bad to even offer you a quote because it's going to be difficult to overcome it. Right. And we want to tell the government the truth. That's part of our core values. Okay. But if it's too late, UMA, Brasilia, NA America, I'm sorry. As far as I know, there's no waiver for it. But I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic is about marriage fraud, actually, why you should not continue with marriage fraud if you filed already. But but yeah, there's a lot of I know I've heard about people. Someone actually called us asking if they should do it, and we, of course, we absolutely said no. You should not do it. And here's why, real quick. But join us tomorrow. Is that for more tips? But the main thing is because if they have marriage fraud finding now, and or back then, let's say, or about to get information about this, you need to appeal it. But also, if you don't do anything, or if you appeal and it also gets denied, then there's really no point in filing a new case if you get married to someone else and that's a legit marriage, because they're going to send you another RFE and tell you, we want documents about the first marriage or the prior marriage that you filed on. Okay. So most lawyers won't tell you this, right? We want to share with you as soon as possible so you don't make the mistake of getting married to a friend. Okay. Getting married to amigo or amiga. All right. So hopefully that helps you. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Thank you so much for your trust in us to even tune in. Until next time, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.